Hello my crafty friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you sketch number 16 from 30 Days of Sketches from Christy's Beautiful Life. Here is the sketch. I sure hope you've been enjoying the series, and so here I'm just showing you, I'm going to be playing with the Echo Park Hello Again kit. I just love this um, paper collection. It's beautiful. It's new to me. And it's by Caitlin Schaefer, and it comes with the papers and the sticker sheet. Um, the sketch we're going to be using today, you're going to see, I have it there on the screen. It is by Janet Fritz, and the prompt for today is journaling. So I'm going to go ahead and I've made my paper selection. As you can see from the sketch, I'm going to stay pretty true to it. Here I've just shown you, I've just kind of uh, hand fuzzy cut a heart, but I'm not really liking it. I don't really like the shape of it. So here I've just traced one on the back, not traced, but actually free-handed as well. And I've left this part in just to kind of show you that you don't necessarily need die cutting machines or any kind of templates if you don't have them. I just kind of winged it, and that's just me. And I just kind of winged it in pencil on the back side that I know I don't care if I get pencil on. And here I'm just going ahead and I'm just trimming out the heart that I have drawn out. And it looked good to my eye when I drew it. So that is why I went ahead and went ahead and cut it. And now I'm going to set that heart aside because I'm not going to use that piece, but I'm going to use the negative, right? That's pretty true to the sketch. And to be honest with you, you're going to see me make some changes to the sketch because I don't really like how that right side of the heart turned out. So here you see me, I'm like, oh, well, maybe I can just flip it. But I'm not a big fan of that chevron in the back. I really wanted this side of the paper. So I'm gonna go diagonally, and I'm just gonna bring the photos up to the right hand side instead of the bottom left. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere the this negative of the heart and begin my process here of just adhering things down. This is very typical for me, so I have tried many different techniques, and this is the only way that I seem to put things on straight. And you'll see me do this in many different videos, but instead of trying to line things up, I line it up like one section or area of it, and then go ahead and flip the paper over, and then put especially when I'm doing any kind of framing or techniques like this one, it's giving me a little bit of a hard time because a whole piece is missing there, because similar to the sketch, the pattern paper, it gets cut off, right? That heart is cut off to the right. So I definitely have less issues going forward. And even I have less issues in general, that's the word, hello. And when I do things, like when I adhere things like I just did, even though it probably looks cumbersome, and maybe that it takes too much, but I'd rather take my time, do it this way, because I know that almost every time it's going to come out and I don't have to lift things or tear things off of each other. Here I'm bringing in the simple story guides again. I know I definitely don't want to use these 4x6s. They're going to cover up too much, but I'm trying to get an idea of whether or not they should be 3x4s, or if I'm gonna maybe keep them at 3 inches wide, but give them a little bit of length, which is what I end up doing because I really want to keep these memories. My little niece, who is a frequent subject of my scrapbook pages, is in uh, full on uh, girly girl mode with the tutus. Uh, you can almost always count her on wearing some sort of tutu around. And so these two pictures, which were taken at two different times, you'll see there's two different tutus, um, is just an example. But I wanted to chronicle this particular time, not only for the tutus, but also like her fashion, on top of the larger story, which is really the true story of all of this, that how much she enjoys gardening with her grandfather, who's my uncle. Um, and so these two pictures, she is holding her homegrown carrots in them. So I want to document that. I've gone into my stash, my scraps, for this, and I'm just seeing, I wanted to see if I had anything of color that I could pull in, that I could mat the photos on, besides going into the collection. But I end up going into the collection because I'm trying not to perpetuate being a hoarder of like these papers. And so I just decide, I'm like, oh, that's it. That's the paper. I'm gonna back my photos in that particular one. And I think I'm trying to think ahead of time. In terms of tools that you'll see me use on this layout, I believe the only tools I'm going to bring in are my metal dies, and that will come in a little bit. So now I'm just going ahead and I'm going to back my photos. And then that's where I'm thinking about placing them. I think that makes the most sense. I overlap them because in that second photo, she has those cabinets and stuff on the counter that I don't really, they're not really a big piece of the story here. So it's okay that I cover them here. You see me bringing in the metal dies. I'm also going to I'm going to also look through the sticker sheet and see if there's anything that I might be able to use. So I'm going ahead and I'm putting those on the wax paper. So that little arrow thing ends up being my title. I'm going to pull out a couple of these phrase stickers as well, just because they relate to the relationship, like a me and you kind of thing. And there's one, it's the black one, I think, that talks about food, which is perfect because the layout is really about gardening and gardening for their carrots, right? So now I'm just looking to see, I'm like, okay, I've got my phrases. Now I need to figure out what am I going to, the sketch calls for hearts. So I'm going to go through those cut apart sheets and select some so that I can use the hearts to, and here you see me. I've made two piles here. One of them, I had a bunch of white scraps, so I've gone ahead, and this is what I typically do. I go through and just grab whatever scraps are on my table, and if I have the die cut machine out, I will go ahead and just die cut out some shapes. Here I'm just auditioning different pieces to see how they look before finally committing. But you see, I'm I've cut some in the colors from the collection, but I've also cut some out in white, which I think really kind of makes a statement, really makes things pop. I absolutely love it's the first time I've used that larger heart with the floral ivy stuff going on in the middle. I love it. It's so beautiful. It's so intricate, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Um, I don't even know. I don't even think I bought that heart. I think I got like in some kind of order that I placed, like it just came in as a freebie, I think. Um, I believe. So here I'm just kind of again continuing to fiddle and audition different looks. I'm thinking I'm gonna bring in those other metal dies. They don't end up making it onto my layout. Um, but I'm going through now and just trying to figure out like how am I gonna place my title? Um, what do I want this to look at? And so while I'm pondering what that's gonna look like, I'm gonna go ahead and work on this top cluster because I already know how pretty much how I want it to look like. So I'm going ahead and I think I'm gonna I'm gonna back that up on some foam and um uh and we'll see. I know for sure I like the look of that intricate heart, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue that down now and begin work on that bottom left cluster. It is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the screen does it any justice. It's just gorgeous. Um, so here's where I'm thinking about doing the title placement, but then I remember I definitely want to bring in those hearts so to kind of make it the triad, rule of thirds. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to adhere those down. And I was gonna say I think I end up popping these up um and adhering those, and then here I'm just taking all of the backings off my pop dots and foam. So here I'm just thinking about where to add these two pieces. One that talks, it says you and me, good times equals good times. And then the other one, it says, ooh, I don't know if I can read it. Oh, I think I just went back. I couldn't read it, but it's something about good food and something or other. So here I'm thinking, oh man, I need something else. I have some trapped white space and I need to fill it up. So I was looking for some things on the sticker sheet. That didn't pan out so well, so I went ahead and brought in some labels from my stash. So there you see, this is how I store um my any kind of labels that I have in my stash. Pretty much if they don't go with collections are on like large sticker sheets, and this is usually how I store them. I also have several of them from free files from, actually, speaking of the designer of this collection, Caitlin Schaefer. She has she also has some free resources um, on her website, and one of them are these label cut files. The only thing that you can't do is you can't use them to sell. Like, she only lets you use them if you're going to use them for personal use. But they're amazing. I go ahead and I print them on my home printer on some cover stock type of cardstock, and then I actually cut them out on my Cricut. So, so similar to like a cut file. Um, and that is how I'm able to print, replenish my stash when I've used it up. So here I'm bringing in the Heidi Swapp Navy Mist and for some splatters, and here you'll see the final layout. You can see my splatters as well, and here are some close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you'll join and come back tomorrow. Bye.